bumping like an American would.
Jared, you've got a very interesting documentary called Highway Gospel. Set up the film for me and set up who we're seeing in it.
Well, we have three characters. One being Claude Renier, is a 50-year-old world champion skateboarder, and he's attempting, after open heart surgery, to come back to become a world champion again in his 50s. We have Bryson Lyons, he's a 320-pound speedboarder. He bombs down highway roads at over 100 kilometers an hour, taking on semi-trucks. He also announces underground speedboarding races.
Okay, here he goes. Ladies.
You helped make the film Highway Gospel. What was it about this story that drew you to it?
Well, for me, coming from like a skateboarding background, I knew the street skate world pretty well and that whole side of things. But after school, when I headed out west, I kind of got introduced to this whole underground community of downhill speedboarders. And I had no idea, even coming from a skateboarding background, that that existed at all. So for me, that's kind of what first off interested me. And then once we met our characters, Jody and Bryson, and then Claude, that kept me interested.
You've got two stories going on here. You've got Claude's story, which is more traditional type of documentary filmmaking. Then you've got the other guys, which is a different style. Were you at all conscious of the two different styles going into this?
I think that the hardest thing about the movie to balance the two stories was the fact of how Claude's story is one of somebody that's putting everything on the line and doesn't always work out for him. It's sad at points. So it's a way to balance that with guys that are bombing down hills. Like balancing those two worlds was the hardest thing. The form of skateboarding that they practice, in part, that joined the stories. That was like the thing that tied them together. It was just how to balance these kind of two extremely different worlds.
We've had a lot of crashes today, holy. Oh, I'm feeling like I'm burning.
We've seen documentaries and different TV shows, movies about actual like traditional skateboarders. How different would you say the characters in your film are from those characters?
Well, I mean, a guy like Claude Renier is very different. You know, he really brings some integrity to the sport, and as he sees it, it is a very competitive sport. He sees this thing going to the Olympics. So it's kind of on that level for him. He takes it very seriously, wears safety equipment, he trains, you know, he gets his body in shape for these events. The other guys out west, they're a little bit more kind of ragtag, a little bit more rowdy, maybe somewhat more traditional skate world that we know and that we see. But even with those guys, it's all about community with them, and it's a big family that kind of operates out there, which is the unique thing. It's very inclusive.
Okay, practice on, shiny side up, take her easy.
When people see Highway Gospel, what would you like them to come away with feeling and knowing?
I want them to come away with just a sense of enjoyment. Obviously, I think the film is really fun. I know that they learn lessons about just not giving up, pursuing your passions when everything is in your way, and defying other people's expectations of you. I think that this film and how it starts, a lot of people could stereotype these guys as somebody that couldn't learn anything from. And it turns out that they're quite amazing individuals.
Yeah.